Welcome, beautiful souls. I am so blessed and honored that you guys are here, ready for phase two, building strength through connection. And this is week one session, understanding the importance of support systems. The objective for this session is to learn why building a support system is crucial for the healing journey. Understanding that a support system is a vital step in healing through grief, and we're going to address that in this session. All right, so why connection matters in grief. Grief can feel isolating, but connection helps us process emotions. Grief often creates a sense of loneliness, making it feel like no one truly understands the depth of your pain. You may withdraw from others, believing that no one can relate or that your sadness is a burden. However, connecting with others, whether it's through friends, family, support groups, or faith based communities, allows you to express your emotions in a safe space. Talking through your feelings with someone who listens with compassion can help you process your loss, making the weight of grief feel a little lighter. Secondly, leaning on others provides comfort and perspective. In the depths of grief, emotions can become overwhelming, and it's easy to get lost in sorrow or self blame. When you lean on others, they provide reassurance, encouragement, and sometimes even a new perspective that can shift your mindset. A support system reminds you that healing is not linear and that it's okay to have good and bad days. Their presence can be a source of comfort, reminding you that you don't have to carry the weight of your grief alone. Thirdly, a strong support system reminds you that you are not alone. During grief, it's common to feel like no one understands your pain. But the truth is, many people have walked similar journeys and are willing to walk alongside you. A strong support system, whether it's close loved ones, a a grief community like this one, or a mentor, serves as a reminder that you are seen, heard, and supported. They validate your emotions and encourage you to take steps forward when you're ready. Even when words aren't enough, their presence can be a powerful source of strength. The benefits of leaning on others. Firstly, perspective and encouragement. Guidance from those who have experienced similar loss. So, if you are in this community, the Healing Forward community that I created, you would know that this community is based off of my own experience with loss. I could not and would not share my experiences with anyone because I felt alone. I felt like no one understood me. And so thinking that that was the better route to go and handling it by myself, I soon learned it was not. I was making a huge mistake. I was holding in, bottling in deep pain, deep emotion. And those emotions and those that experience is meant to be shared. We are not meant to hold things in. It is unhealthy. And I started to notice that it was manifesting into anger, depression, frustration, the lack of motivation. It was manifesting so many ways. And so, me creating this community wasn't just for, yes, definitely to help others, but in the process of helping others, I'm helping myself. And so, connecting with others who have walked a similar path can bring a sense of understanding and hope. Hearing their experiences, struggles, and even how they found ways to heal can provide reassurance that you too will get through this. Their words of encouragement remind you that while grief changes you, it doesn't define you. Having people who have been where you are can offer wisdom, support, and a reminder that brighter days are ahead. This is why it's so important for us to communicate and engage in this community. So, identifying supportive people in your life. I know this can be a struggle for so many. I've also struggled in this area within all of those areas between family, friends, and even faith leaders who I trust. And the reason being is not because I don't trust them or I don't love them or I don't believe they don't love me. It's because my situation, what I'm going through right now, to many of them is unrelatable. It's something that they want to help me with, but truly do not know how or what words to say. And but sometimes people feel like they need to fix you when it's not a fixing that needs to happen. So not everyone in your life will know how to support you in grief, but some individuals naturally provide comfort, understanding, and a safe space to share your emotions. These are the people who listen without judgment or trying to fix your grief, offer their presence, whether through a conversation, a hug, or just sitting with you in silence, are dependable and show up for you, even when they don't have all the answers. Respect your grieving process without rushing you to move on. Faith leaders, such as pastors, ministers, or spiritual mentors, can also be a source of guidance, prayer, and encouragement, especially if your faith is an important part of your healing journey. For me, my faith is truly what gets me through this. Support groups or grief communities like Healing Forward. Sometimes the best support comes from those who truly understand your pain, people who have walked a similar path. Support groups, whether in person or online, provide a space where you can connect with others who have experienced loss and share openly without fear of judgment. Secondly, gain insights, encouragement, and coping strategies from others who have found ways to heal. Thirdly, feel a sense of belonging and reassurance that you are not alone in your grief. And last but not least, Healing Forward is a community designed to offer this kind of connection, providing a safe and compassionate space where members can share their journeys, find encouragement, and support one another through the ups and downs of grief. Therapists or counselors who specialize in grief recovery. Professional guidance can be incredibly beneficial when grief feels overwhelming or difficult to process alone. Therapists and grief counselors, one, offer tools and techniques to help you manage grief related emotions. Secondly, provide a judgment free space where you can express your deepest thoughts and feelings. Thirdly, help you navigate the mental, emotional, and even physical effects of loss. Fourthly, assist in processing unresolved emotions such as guilt, regret, or anger. And last but not least, seeking professional support is not a sign of weakness. I'm going to say that again. Seeking professional support is not a sign of weakness. It's an act of self care. Whether through one on one counseling or group therapy, having expert guidance can be a valuable part of your healing journey. So here comes where we talk to each other back in the community, guys. So here's a discussion prompt that I would love for you guys to bring back to our wonderful community so that we can just keep connecting with each other. So I want you to reflect on the following questions and I want you to share your responses back in our community. So the first one is, who do you feel safe reaching out to when you're struggling? So I want you to think back to where I talked about identifying the support people, right? Who is it that you feel safe reaching out to when you're struggling? And secondly, what qualities make someone a good support person? I want you to reflect on that, not now. You can reflect on that once this is over, but I want you to truly write down these questions and reflect on it and actually go back to the community and share it. Now, the activity that I would love for you to do, and this is on your own, this is a personal activity, okay? It's a reflection exercise where I truly want you to identify your support system. So, step one, I want you to write down three people. Think of the three people that you can lean on for support. And if you don't have three, if it's two or one, write that down. I want you to think about the people in your life who have shown kindness, understanding, and a willingness to be there for you. These individuals could include a close friend who always listens when you need to talk, a family member who checks in on you and offers emotional support, a mentor, faith leader, or trusted colleague who provides wisdom and guidance. If you're unsure, reflect on past experiences. Who has been there for you during rough times? Who has shown empathy and care without judgment? And step two, consider the different roles they play in your life. Each person in your support system may contribute to your healing in different ways. Assign a role to each person based on how they support you. So, for example, we have the listener, someone who is patient, understanding, and willing to hear you out without judgment or trying to fix your grief. The second is the encourager, a person who uplifts you, reminds you of your strength, and helps you see hope even in difficult moments. And last but not least, the helper, someone who provides practical support, whether it's running errands, cooking a meal, or simply being present when you need company. And last but not least, step three, if you feel if you feel you lack support, explore ways to connect with others. So if you struggle to identify supportive people currently in your life, you're not alone. There are still ways to find connection and build meaningful relationships. Firstly, join a grief support group. Online communities like this one, Healing Forward, offer a safe space to share your journey with others who understand. Secondly, seek counseling or therapy. A professional can provide guidance, tools, and emotional support tailored to your grief experience. Thirdly, reach out to a faith or community group. Churches, organizations, or volunteer groups often provide support networks for those in need. And consider opening up to a trusted acquaintance. Sometimes support comes from unexpected places. A neighbor, a distant relative, someone you work with may be more understanding than you realize. So, this activity is a reminder that grief should not be carried alone. No matter where you are in your journey, support is available and healing happens in connection. And if you truly cannot find anyone, please know that I will be your support system for you. So, the scripture for encouragement for this session comes from Ecclesiastes 4 9 through 10. And it says, two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. There's two key points I want to mention about this scripture. The first point is we are not meant to walk alone. This verse reminds us that life is not meant to be lived in isolation, especially during times of grief. Just as two people working together can accomplish more, leaning on others in times of sorrow can lighten the burden. When we are emotionally or spiritually drained, having someone to lift us up can provide strength, encouragement, and a sense of hope. And the second key point, support helps us stand when we fall. Grief can feel like an emotional weight that knocks us down, making it hard to move forward. But God designed us to support one another, whether it's a friend offering a listening ear, a faith leader providing guidance, or a community standing beside us. Having people in our lives who help us get back up is a blessing. And this verse is a reminder that no matter how deep our pain, we are never truly alone. All right, we have come to the end of session of this session, guys, for week 1. And the closing thoughts are these. You don't have to navigate grief alone. Even though it feels like it, even though there's times where you don't want to communicate or connect with people, when you're ready, you don't have to navigate this journey by yourself. Secondly, building a support system is a step toward healing. So when you're ready, go find your support system. They're out there. Thirdly, engage with our Healing Forward community for encouragement and connection. Please understand the purpose of me creating this community is for people like you and people like myself. So make sure you are engaging, make sure you are receiving, and please stay tuned for week 2, which we will talk about building and nurturing supportive connections. So I love you all. I pray that you all stay blessed. And remember, you are never alone on this journey.